Hey there, it's Krystal Everdeen, and today I want to share with you how to crochet a simple poncho. This video will be fairly beginner friendly, but if you are completely new to crochet, I will have a Crocheting for Beginners video linked down below. The yarn I used for my poncho was this fine yarn from Hobby, and it is recommended that I would use a size 3 to 4 hook. However, I only have a size 5mm hook, so you can't really see what I'm doing when I use this yarn. So I decided for the tutorial portion, I'm going to use a thicker yarn. As you can see, the yarn that I'm going to use for the tutorial is probably a double the size of the yarn that I used for my actual project. And again, I tried filming this video with the thin yarn, but you genuinely cannot understand or see what I'm doing. So that's why I'm using this thicker size 4 yarn with my size 5mm hook for the tutorial portion only. And for the actual project, again, I use the thinner yarn, but the steps are the exact same. So if you actually like the way that the project looks with this thicker yarn, I would recommend using the thicker yarn. If you like the way the project looks with the thinner yarn, then definitely use the thinner yarn. But again, so you can actually see what I'm doing, I'm using the thicker yarn. Okay, so you're going to grab your yarn, you're going to create a slip knot. Then from that slip knot, you're going to chain however many chains you need in order for this chain to wrap around your head with about an inch of space. So you're going to keep chaining, and then once you reach a certain length that you think is the size of your head, wrap it around your head to double check that it fits, then make it a little bit bigger, and you're good to go. So again, everyone's size and preference is going to be different, so that's why I don't give you an exact number. However, you will need it to make sure that the number is at least an even number. And if you're my size, which is a size small female, anywhere from 70 to 80 chains I think would be good. So if you're in that ballpark, then you're good. As long as it's an even number, then you're good to go. So after you've chained however many chains you need in order for it to wrap around your head and then have a little bit of space in between, about like an inch of space in between, then you're going to go back on that chain and make double crochets. Now if you don't know what a double crochet is, it is yarn over through the stitch, yarn over back through the stitch, yarn over through 2 loops, then yarn over through the last 2 loops. Then you're going to go into the next stitch, yarn over, back through the stitch, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through the last 2 loops, and that's what a double crochet is. And you're going to do that all the way down to the end of the chain. Now if you're wondering, I made a total of 80 chains for my project, and that gave me plenty of space for it to not only wrap around my head, but also again have extra space so I could put on and take off the poncho easily without it like scraping against my face. So yes, make sure that you're happy with the size of your chain. Wrap this project around your head to make sure that you have plenty of space. And after you have completed your row of double crochet, you're going to actually grab the 2 ends of the project and attach them to one another. And to do that, again, you're going to grab the 2 ends and hold them together. Then you're going to slip stitch through both of them. So make sure that they're aligned so that the project is not twisted. Then you're going to put your hook through the opposite end of the other side of the project, and then you're going to slip stitch through both of them. Then you're going to go to the bottom portion of the side of the project here, and you're going to do the exact same thing. Go through the other side, slip stitch through both, and voila, the project is now a circular piece and all just one loop, which will make this pattern way easier. So from there, you're going to chain 2. Then you're going to make 2 double crochets in the following stitches. Now this first chain 2 is actually going to serve as our first double crochet because we're going to be making double crochets in 3s. So it's like we made 3 double crochets right now, right? Okay, so then from here you're going to chain 1. Then you're going to make sure that you go into the next stitch, no skipping stitches. Then you're going to make 3 double crochets in the following stitches. Then you're going to chain 1. Go into the very next stitch, then make 3 double crochets in the following 3 stitches. So you're going to make 3 double crochets, and this is what it should look like, a set of 3. Then you're going to chain 1, then go into the next stitch. Again, no skipping stitches at all. Then you're going to make 3 double crochets in the following stitches. So 1 double crochet in each stitch, then just make 3 of them in a row. After you've made 3 in a row, you're going to chain 1 and then continue the process or the pattern all the way until you get to where you attach the 2 ends together. And that is the pattern for this first row after you've attached the 2 ends together. So it's 3 double crochets followed by a chain 1, then 3 double crochets and a chain 1, then 3 double crochets and a chain 1 until you get to the very end here. And once you reach the very end, you're going to slip stitch into that first set of chains that you created for this row. And you've completed this row now, so this is what it should look like. You should have like gaps in between every 3 double crochets. And from here, you're going to chain 2 again, 1, 2, and again it's going to serve as the first double crochet. So from here, we're going to make a corner piece, and to make a corner piece, it's going to be 3 double crochets followed by a chain 1 and then 3 double crochets inside of the same exact stitch. However, again, because this is the starting point, that first set of 2 chains serves as your first double crochet. So then you make 2 double crochets, then chain 1, then make 3 double crochets, all in the same exact opening. Then you're going to chain 1. Okay, so this is what the corner piece looks like. Again, 3 double crochets, although this first one is the chains, then 2 double crochets, then it's a chain 1 in between, and then 3 double crochets. And that's what we're going to do every single time we reach this starter point of the project. So every time we reach the point where we had attached the 2 pieces together, we're going to make that corner piece. Then we're going to chain 1, go into the gap in between the 3 double crochets we made in the previous row, and make 3 double crochets inside of that same exact opening. Then we're going to chain 1, skip over those 3 double crochets, go into that opening, that chain 1 in between the 3 double crochets that we made, and we're going to make 3 double crochets in that one opening. Then after we made 3 double crochets in that one opening, we're going to continue with that pattern by chaining 1, then skipping over those 3 double crochets we made in the previous row, going into the next opening, and make 3 double crochets inside of that same exact opening. And you're going to continue with that pattern until you reach the halfway point of your project. Now again, it was very important that when you made your chains at the beginning of this project that it was an even number of chains. That way there can be 2 middle points of the project. So one of the middle points is going to be where we attach the 2 ends together, and then the other middle point is going to be on the exact opposite side of the corner piece that we made. So when you fold your project in half, it's going to have the 2 halfway points right there, right? So make sure that you cut the number of chains that you made at the very beginning in half, and that's how you find out where your halfway point is, or you could just fold your project in half and see where the halfway point is, whichever way. But once you reach that halfway point, like I have, you're going to make 3 double crochets followed by a chain 1, then 3 double crochets inside of the same exact opening. So these 2 points are the only points where you're making these corner pieces. And after you've made the corner piece, this is what it looks like. You're going to continue making corner pieces on top of the previous row's corner piece the entire project. So, and that's essentially what the project is, or what the pattern is. So on the sides, you're going to go into the gaps and make 3 double crochets followed by a chain 1, and then every time you reach a corner piece, you're going to make another corner piece on top of the previous row's corner piece. And yeah, you're just going to build on top of that. So after I've made this corner piece at the halfway point, I'm going to go into the next gap and make 3 double crochets inside of that same exact opening. And after I've made those 3 double crochets, I'm going to chain 1, go into the next opening and make another set of 3 double crochets. And then after I've made my 3 double crochets in there, I'm going to chain 1, go into the next opening and make another set of 3 double crochets, so on and so forth until I reach the end of the project, which is the starting point. And the starting point again is the corner piece. So from here I'm going to slip stitch into the starting point corner piece and complete the row. Then I'm going to slip stitch my way into the center opening of the corner piece, and then make another corner piece on top of it. And because this is a starter corner piece, I'm going to chain 2. That's going to serve as my first double crochet. Then I'm going to make 2 double crochets to make a total of like 3 double crochets. Then I'm going to chain 1, make 3 double crochets inside of the same exact opening. Then after I've completed my 3 more double crochets inside of the same exact opening, I've completed my corner piece, and this is what it looks like. Again, just building on top of the previous row's corner piece. Then from here, since I've already chained 1, I'm going to go into the next gap and make 3 double crochets inside of that same opening, and then I'm going to chain 1 and continue the pattern from there. So this is what it should look like. Chain 1, go into the next opening and create 3 double crochets inside of that opening. Then I'm going to chain 1, go into the next opening. I know you can't see anything, sorry about that. Then we're going to make 3 double crochets and just continue with that pattern. Every time we reach a corner piece, you're going to make another corner piece on top of it, and then continue with the normal pattern of going into the openings and making 3 double crochets. This is what it looks like when you reach the halfway point. I'm going to go into the center portion of the corner piece and make 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to chain 1, then go into the same opening inside of the corner piece and make another set of 3 double crochets inside of the same exact opening. And that's how you make a corner piece. This is what it looks like, just stacked on top of the previous row's corner piece. Then from here, I've chained 1, so I'm going to go into the next opening and make my set of 3 double crochets inside of the same exact opening. Then from here, I'm going to chain 1, go into the next opening, and make a set of 3 double crochets, 2 and 3, then chain 1, next opening, and so on and so forth until your project starts to look something like this. So when you lay your project down flat, this is what it should look like. The 2 corner pieces will be making points. So you got the 2 points, and then the body, and then the 2 points, and the body, and the 2 points. You're just going to continue with that pattern over and over again until your project gets longer and longer, wider and wider. And this is what it looks like with a few more rows of that exact same pattern. This is a close-up of what it should look like. So this is quite a few rows of the pattern here, and this is what it looks like when you use thicker yarn as well. So if you want your poncho to be thick and warm and look like this, then definitely use size 4 100% acrylic yarn. That's what this yarn is. So if you like the way it looks, definitely use it. I wanted something a little bit thinner, but hey, it looks cute still. Also, this color is really pretty. But anywho, this is what the project looks like after a few rows, and if you use thicker yarn. If you're wondering how exactly this shape makes sense, so you would wear it like this, where this part is the shoulder portion of it, and then the points are where it's like on the front and the back of you, and then of course the middle portion is the neck hole, so you could actually like put your head through. But yeah, like I said earlier, I do want to use thinner yarn for this project so I can make more of a summer cover-up poncho as opposed to a winter warm thick poncho. So I'm using this fine yarn from Hobby and using the exact same pattern that I showed you, just with this thinner yarn. And I'm loving the way that it's turning out so far. I did have to make more rows than I did with the thicker yarn to achieve like almost the same size. And again, because it is thinner, I'm using a thicker hook. There's a lot more like gaps in between. That's why, again, it was harder for me to show you what I was doing since it looked different, since I wasn't using the proper hook for this size yarn. However, again, you can use this yarn if you have a smaller hook than me, or you could just go through what I went through and deal with the fact that my hook is too big for the thin yarn. But I think it turned out looking good regardless. There's definitely more gaps in between the stitches than there would be if I use a smaller hook, but hey, that's alright. Anywho, so I use the exact same pattern and just continued growing and growing my project until I was happy with the size. Now, normally, if you're making a poncho, it would be a bit longer than this one, but I kind of wanted to, again, make it like a small, cute little cover up. Also, after you wash it or block it, it will get a little bit bigger. So I just stretched it out a little bit. You could see that it's already longer than what it looked like before. So imagine after I wash it, it's going to be long. So make sure that you make it just slightly shorter than what you want it to be. That way, when it stretches out, you'll be happy with how it looks like. But anywho, this is what the project looks like after I've completed it. I'm happy with the size of it. Now, I could keep it like this because it's really cute, or I could add tassels, and I really wanted to add tassels. So if you're wondering how much yarn I use for this project, I use 1 full skein of yarn for the actual poncho itself, and then half a skein of yarn for just the tassels, which I was very surprised by. I thought I was just going to use a little bit of the yarn for the tassels, but no, I ended up using half of the skein for the tassels just by themselves. Wild. But it made the project just like that much cuter, so I would highly recommend adding tassels. It's so much fun. Anyway, to make the tassels, you're going to decide how long you want the tassels to be, and then you're going to double it. So this is how long I want the tassels to be, and then I doubled it. So this is the full length that I'm going to be gathering. So now that I know the length I'm going to be gathering, I'm going to actually gather the yarn by, oh my gosh, it's going to be so hard to explain. So I'm going to go to each of the points of the length of yarn that I want, and I'm going to gather it at one point, and then I go all the way down to the other end of the length that I want, and then just gather it here, this end, and then gather it to the other end, and right here, just gather it here, and then go all the way to the opposite end, and then gather it. It totally doesn't make sense the way I'm explaining it verbally, but hopefully you could see what I'm doing and, you know, understand how to gather the tassel pieces of yarn. Obviously, the yarn I'm gathering from is attached to the yarn ball, so I'm just going back and forth to each end of this yarn length, and just gathering it to make it thicker. Just grabbing yarn, looping it, and then grabbing the yarn. Oh no. Okay, then grabbing the yarn, and then looping it. So all the yarn in between is the exact same size that I want. So this is going to be, all the gathered yarn is going to serve as the tassel. So once you're happy with the thickness of your tassel, then you're going to figure out, or you're going to cut the yarn from the yarn ball, and then you're going to figure out where you want to attach your tassel. So I'm just going to choose a random spot so I can show you. You're going to fold your tassel or gathering in half. Then you're going to put the halfway point through where you want the tassel. You're going to open that halfway point. You're going to grab the rest of the yarn through that opening and then give it a tug, and that's how you make tassels. That's how you attach the tassels. Then from here you're going to cut the bottom of the tassel so that it's not like looped anymore, and voila, you have a tassel. Now you have to do that probably like 100 more times. It felt like it took me an hour and 20 minutes to attach all of the tassels on this project. It took so long. I honestly was not expecting it to take that long, but it did. So all the gathering and the attaching and just the cutting, it took forever. But I would say that was absolutely worth it. It really elevated the poncho look and feel, and it's just like, oh, it's so cute. By the end, I did find that using my hook to bring the yarn through the opening for the tassel helped a lot. So I would recommend that you give that a try as well. But that was the very last tassel of the project, and oh, it felt so good because now that you have completed your final tassel, you are done with the project, and now you have a lovely poncho to enjoy. This is what the completed poncho looks like with the tassels and everything. It's so cute, and again, I'm loving the color, I'm loving the tassels, I'm loving the pattern. Very simple, right? It is a very simple pattern, but it looks like really intricate, and elegant, and I just love the way that this came out. I'm going to definitely be making more of these in different colors, maybe even adding multiple colors inside of one project, but I just wanted to make this simple, solid color for this tutorial, and I think it turned out really good. Also, if you're wondering what color this is turquoise, and I will link the exact yarn that I'm using in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video either interesting, entertaining, or helpful, and if you did, please give a big thumbs up before you go. And if you love crochet, I have so many crochet related videos on my channel, ranging from beginner friendly to more advanced, to crochet with me, styling my crochet, and so much more, so I would highly recommend that you check it out. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Both are at Krystal Everdeen. It's a fun time and I would love to see you there. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a big thumbs up before you go. Share it with other crochet lovers. And also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button if you have not already, so I can see you next time. Bye! And have a magical day.